dirt road off a 2-lane past a shot up county sign. Squeaking of a backyard screen door letting you know that it's
The Putnam Personalities podcast exists to highlight the good, the positive, and the inspirational in our community. This episode is not an endorsement of any political or religious ideology. This podcast is a simple interview to get to know our friends, neighbors, leaders, and colleagues on a more personal level. Sit back, grab some sweet tea, and enjoy today's interview.
like home to me.
Okay, here we go. Well, I'm glad to have Miss Sydney Myers on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
Are you glad to be here?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Not really.
There's a camera over there,
Yeah,
and everything you do is being recorded. Everything you say. No, it's okay. So before we got started, we were talking about your name. Like, Myers is not a real unpopular name. It's pretty popular.
Yeah.
And I realized there's been kind of some back and forth about your name because our current tax collector has the same name as yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had people tell me, oh, it's her little sister. It's her daughter. I've heard all these things. But the truth is there is no relation at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean you have to be ashamed of your name because Myers is a cool name.
Thank you.
Is it a cool name?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
I mean, it's the one I've had my whole life.
your
so.
whole life? Your mom and dad gave it to you? Gee,
Yeah.
I really had no choice over the matter, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Because we were talking about the name Myers beforehand. We looked up to make sure we got it right. So you have the Mike Myers.
Mhm.
He's the actor. He's the one that's like, yeah, baby. That's
Yeah.
that Myers, right? Okay.
Right.
And then you have the Killer Myers. That's Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's the one with the mask. And I thought
Mhm.
I thought that was Jason, but I guess there's another
Yeah.
movie altogether.
Yeah, that's Friday the 13th.
Okay. Yeah, see, I grew up with my name Jason. And every Friday the 13th, they'd be like, oh, yeah, it's Jason. Oh, don't kill me. And just these silly
Yeah.
things. But
Yeah,
anyway.
kids would make fun of me like that too with
Oh,
the
really?
Myers. Yeah.
Okay, so every
The scary
Halloween.
movies.
Okay, gotcha. So anyway, you've been through this whole name thing, but you're cool with it. You have a cool name, and
Thank
you're
you.
not related to Miss Linda Myers.
No.
Okay.
My father is Jim Myers. He
Okay.
actually owned Jim Myers Small Engine Repair in Crescent City.
Okay.
And now it's Crescent Power Systems. He couldn't keep on the work, so he does generators now.
Okay. Very nice.
It's my dad.
And this time of year, I'm sure he's busy.
Oh my gosh, he's so busy.
Now, do you
He's
own your own
working on-
home?
Me and my fiance
Okay.
own our home.
Do you have a generator?
No.
I know a guy that can help you get one.
Yeah.
Your dad.
My
One of
dad.
those. Yeah, your dad.
Yeah. Well, he mostly works on it. He does sell.
Okay.
He's a Generac dealer.
Oh, okay.
So he does, but he mostly just works on, I think, the bigger generators. So not like the little.
Nice. So interesting tidbit, if you care. If you don't, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
But when I worked at my previous job in Brooksville as an air conditioner guy, we had some customers that had Generac, and I was just a parts guy, so I always had to order all this stuff. So I'm very familiar. I've been down to I've had to deliver a few and been to their plant, stuff like that. But anyway, that's pretty cool. So I didn't know
Yeah.
that. What's your mom do?
So she's been working at in the Crescent City Elementary School. What is it?
Okay.
Middleton Bernie, I believe. She's been is it parapro?
Mm-hmm.
So she's been doing that, and I'm not sure if she's going back this year, but that's what she's been doing. And she's also raised 6 kids.
Nice.
So growing up, she's been a stay-at-home mom. My dad's been in the military and supporting us. So it's kind of like the traditional type of
Awesome.
thing that they did.
What military branch was your dad in?
Air Force.
Okay. And did you travel at all with him?
Yes.
So where have you lived?
So I was born in Louisiana, and then that's where my parents met. And shortly after that, we I can't remember the exact timeline.
That's okay.
If they've told me it probably 100 times, but moved to Florida. My grandparents used to live here.
Okay.
They were retired here too, and so Louisiana, here in Florida, Texas, Germany, Australia.
So you lived in Germany
Hmm.
and Australia?
In Australia.
Have you seen a kangaroo in the wild?
Yeah, I think I have a lot of little pictures of me being little, petting kangaroos and holding koalas.
Like he didn't try to stick you in his pouch or anything? No.
No,
Just kidding.
but it wasn't the wild. I don't think it was at the zoo.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, that's cool though. So how
Mhm.
old were you when you lived in Australia? You were just a little
Really
tyke.
young. I think I want to say like 5.
Okay.
So really young.
But you remember a little bit of it?
Very very vague.
Very vague. Okay, I understand.
But yeah,
So awesome. Yeah, I've never been to Australia.
yeah.
I haven't been to a lot of places, but
I think it'd be cool to go back. My mom always talks highly of it. She misses it. She thought it was awesome.
I've been to Outback Steakhouse. Does that count?
Probably not.
They have a good onion, a blooming onion. I
Yeah.
love the blooming onion. Yeah. Anyway, they don't look like a blooming
No,
onion.
they're
but,
good.
they are good. Well, very cool. Well, I'm glad to have you on here. Just wanted to talk, kind of get to know you a little bit more. I enjoy getting to learn who our politicians are.
Mm.
One thing I always tell, usually I think it's off camera, but I'll tell you this on camera. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. The truth is, Sidney Myers is Sidney Myers, and whether you have a title next to your name that's tax collector, or you're just Sidney Myers, the kid that lived in Australia at one time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You are who you are, and that's why I want to do this interview, because you matter as a person. It doesn't matter what your title is. A lot of people think titles define us, and they really don't. I have a title of pastor, but I'm just a regular person.
Yeah.
And I like to have fun. I like goof around, and I'm just like everybody else. But some people let the title like change them.
Mhm.
But just be who you are.
Yeah.
So you're young, which is cool. You're the youngest of the bunch that are running. And so what in the world has you thinking about running for tax collector? Like, what piqued your interest in that?
So right now I actually work for a tax defense company where we help a lot of people who have tax problems.
Okay.
And so whenever I heard about Linda Myers retiring, I was like, well, that's the tax collector's office. I mean, I can do anything I put my mind to, and I know that.
Right.
And I mean, anybody can. Obviously, you're gonna have to do some training and things like that, but there's the opportunity there, and I wanted to jump on it. I've always wanted to do something big with my life. I've always wanted to make a difference, and I've always been really passionate about helping people. So whenever I heard about there's a particular bond issue you may or may not have heard of, where there's potentially a optional commission being charged off of the bond, the new school bond. I was doing a lot of research, and I wanted to not charge that if possible. So
Okay.
Obviously help save people some money and do good things.
Sounds like I need to get involved in politics to do some research, because I've heard about the bond issue. I don't really know anything about it, and of course we won't get into that because that gets pretty. I think that's a heated thing right now, right? That's pretty heated, like with the school board and.
Yeah. A lot of people are upset about it. The bond itself, but I mean it's voted in already, so there's not really anything we can do about that right now.
But going forward, I'm assuming there's some things that can help.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'll have to look into it because I have not really dove into all that yet. So I need to find out about that some more.
Yeah, definitely.
I like doing these interviews, but every person has challenged me. I've got to meet your opponents, and the truth is, someone asked me today, who would you vote for? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I think all three of y'all are good people.
Yeah.
And I haven't got to know you yet, but we're working on it now. So.
Yeah.
Today I spent the day at Deep Creek. Have you ever been out there before? It's on 315 heading south. It's by the blueberry farm, and they sell a lot of like farm supplies and stuff. They have a lot of. You have a little one, you said, right? So do they like animals?
She loves animals.
Okay, so you gotta go to Deep Creek. It's a free zoo. It's a free everything you can imagine. You can go out there. They have all these reptiles. This morning I have little baby pigs, and so but it's free. Like I said, you can shop and see what they have. But anyway, every couple weeks we have like a farm swap, and our church goes out there. We hand out literature, and we always hand out something free. So today we handed out popsicles.
Oh, cool.
And the bees love it because we cut the little things off. The next thing you know, bees are swarming around me.
Oh, geez.
And my nose is so itchy, and I apologize. I keep scratching my nose. But anyway, that's what's weird about these interviews. I can't go back and change anything. So for the life of this video, I'll be scratching my nose.
You're fine.
So anyway, it poured today. It poured rain really bad, and it got caught in the storm. And so I apologize. I was trying to get everything set up when you came in,
You're fine.
but now we're here.
I'm
So
very patient.
very good. I can tell that. We had a little conversation beforehand, and I enjoyed that. So what do you where'd you graduate from high school?
Cooper High School in Abilene, Texas.
Nice. Were you involved with sports?
I played tennis a little bit, and then I was doing cheerleading for a couple years, I think. My first couple of years I did cheerleading.
Really?
hmm
So
I didn't go crazy. I didn't go to varsity or anything like that. I
Okay.
just did it for the socialization, really.
awesome. So you said your mom raised 6 children at
Mhm.
home, and you are child number?
2.
Oh. So how was it having all those younger siblings?
Well, I love my little brothers. I have 2 little brothers. They're 13 and 16 now.
Okay.
So there's a big age gap, but I
We all live
loved
here
it.
now, right? We all
Yeah.
live here? Okay.
My sister and my brother actually moved away. My older brother and one of my little sisters. I have 2 little sisters. Okay, I have an older brother, me, 2 younger sisters, 2 younger brothers. So it's been, I mean, we're siblings, so we've all kind of really been pretty close, especially being in the military. You don't really have any lifelong friends.
Right.
You don't really get to do that when you're traveling the world. So we've all kind of really been close, and it's just, I guess, something we were used to. And then when my mom had my 2 younger brothers, I fell in love. I loved them. I still love them, and I felt like I love them as my own kids or something like that. But obviously that changes whenever you have your own kid and realize
So
what that
you're
feeling
30,
is.
and they're half your age.
Yeah, I was 13 and 16. 13 when one was born, and 16 when the other was born.
Yeah, I was I think, going into 7th grade when my little sister was born.
Yeah.
So that was interesting because I think I graduated high school the year she graduated kindergarten. So we're literally
Oh wow! So yeah, it's
those many years apart, and it was a very it's funny. No, actually, it's not funny. I have to say it's funny because otherwise I get really angry and mad when I think about it. But she got away with everything. I got in trouble for everything. Like we were the tested ones, right? Mom and
Yeah.
Dad tested us first, and then
Exactly.
I think they got older. They didn't care anymore. No, they cared, but they said, "Well, if it didn't help him,
Yeah.
why make her do?" But
They're just less strict on the younger ones because honestly, they might even just be tired at that point.
that's
Like,
true. Like I never want to see
already-
Mary Poppins again. My sister watched Mary Poppins every day. Like I'm not kidding, every day. So
Oh wow!
yeah, my kids have watched it a couple times. They didn't like it. I was like, thank God. So, but no, Mary Poppins ain't bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I got your little sign up here. I'm going to change the screen here. Sydney Myers and tax collector. You got 3 words. So I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, about these 3 words. So the word accuracy. Why is so you picked 3 words to put on here? I'm assuming. So I'm curious why you picked three words. So what does the word accuracy mean to you? Kind of talk a little bit about that, if you would.
Yeah. I think we did 3 words because I think that was like a political thing where a lot of people had 3 words.
4 would be too many. It would fall off the side.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Unless you shrunk them a little
Right,
bit.
right. I'm just kidding.
So we wanted to choose these 3 words because accuracy. I am very detail oriented in my
Okay.
work and really everything. I pay attention to detail.
Okay.
A little bit OCD with things. That's been one of my biggest strength in my work is accuracy. So from the beginning of my campaign, I was talking to a lot of just people in general in Putnam County, and a lot of people would tell me about how things are they're having to get refunded. Things are not being done correctly in the tax collector's office or in the DMV. So accuracy, that's what I would provide in that sense. So
All right. Now what
that
about
would be a
trust?
change. Trust, you can trust me because I'm sorry, I'm on the spot now. I'm trying to.
It's okay. You're fine.
You can trust that I'm going to do absolutely what's best for the people in general and not just for the office.
Now you told me though that you'd be here at 5 o'clock today. You got here at 4:30.
Yeah.
So is that trustworthy or?
I think
Because
so.
you're kind of early. You kind of put me on the spot. No, I'm kidding. You did not. You did not. I'm teasing.
No, I think
No,
it's
you did
important to be on time. How are you going to expect your employees or people around you to be on time for work if you're not going to be on time for work or there, or You gotta.
Well, I appreciate that, though.
Yeah, of course.
That was good. So trust, and then you have integrity.
The integrity, I guess, kind of goes along with that as well. Having the integrity to, again, do what's right for the general public and making sure you're doing what's right and not having a hidden agenda. I think a lot of politicians have that, and that's what makes politicians look bad. So if you have a politician that has integrity and they show it, then that's who you want in office.
Okay.
So.
Hey, those are good answers. And it is interesting because I've interviewed a lot of politicians, and like I said, I'm not really a political person. I kind of keep myself separated from that because, well, like, okay, so when I was younger, I used to listen to like Rush Limbaugh all the time because I would be driving and then I'd have him on, and I'll tell you what, I'd go home and I'd like make yard signs with markers, just like I'd be so infuriated and just furious, like stick a yard sign out there, and I don't know, and I realized it got so, I've always, me in competition, I'm not really good with competition. I get too anxious on it, and I'm a little OCD. I'm a little over as well, and so I have to step away. But with that being said, I've enjoyed getting to know our politicians, but I do find a lot of times, maybe, be careful when I say this, but a lot of times it's, all right, is the interview's done, and it's like, now is the camera off?
Yeah.
It's off. Why? What do you want to tell me? But no, I've actually enjoyed getting to meet all of them. But so what do you do now? What is your job now?
So, like
if you're allowed to say, I don't know if you're allowed to say it publicly, but you're allowed to say that?
Okay, yeah, it's been in all of my speeches.
Oh, okay.
But it's called Tax Defense Network. It's a company that helps a lot of people who have issues with taxes, state and federal. They help people who have student loan debt. They help people who just want to get their tax returns done.
Okay.
So we have a lot of tax professionals, accountants, and lawyers. I'm a tax professional administrator.
Okay.
So I help oversee and manage a large group of our tax professionals. So I help make sure, because it's a department, that people are doing their jobs correctly. I take calls from clients and listen to their concerns. If there's any problems, then we handle that accordingly with their tax professionals that are handling their cases. Now,
are the calls from local customers? Are they from all over the world or country?
It's the country.
Well, not world, but yeah. The country.
Yeah, it's there's tax professionals working remotely all over the country. Our company, I think since COVID, got pretty much mostly remote because of COVID. Because before COVID, I worked in the office. So they
which is based out of where?
Jacksonville.
Okay. It's a nice long commute.
Yeah, it's Southside Jacksonville. So it's definitely nice to be able to live here and work there remotely.
Right. I'm sure, and that saves a lot of money.
Yeah.
And time.
My dad used to have a job out in Jacksonville too, so he would do that commute to Crescent City where they lived every single day, and that was rough for him. So, gotcha. But he's got his own business here now, so he doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
So if you get this tax collector job, does that mean you have to quit that job, or is it something you can do as a part-time? Or
I believe tax collector is a full-time job, and I would have to make sure I'm there all the time. So,
of course.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would probably have to leave this job. I love what I do, and I'm good at what I do, but this would grow me and in my career. So, and my bosses would definitely understand, my colleagues, and all of them would completely understand. They're all about growth and everything. So they know that if I did leave, obviously a good notice would be in place as well. Like, they wouldn't just leave them hanging. Right. But yeah, I would switch from that job to this one.
That's cool. So I admire your age that you're running.
Thank you.
A lot of people would discount that, but the fact that you're willing to take something big like that on is admirable. What do you? I had the question in my mind and it just went blank on me. I don't know why. This happened once the other day because I had 2 interviews in a row. But
that's what I did earlier too. Like, I'll just lose my train of thought, and then you'll be like,
"Oh my goodness,
come back."
Well, anyway, well, this is when I wish I could actually I have to tell you, but this is a raw video. I do no editing, so this is why I wish I could
You
edit.
edit it.
So here, I noticed you have a tattoo in your arm. Let's go to that real quick.
Oh, jeez. Well, it's
Anything special? Does it mean anything?
no. Well, this one
Just
no.
decorative.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty.
What's the initials?
That one's it says family
Okay, I see
and
it now.
infinity. Again, I think I mentioned it before. Me and my family have always been really close because of the
Mhm.
military. That's all we've had for life. So when I turned 18, obviously as an 18-year-old would want to get a tattoo, so that's what I did, and it was meaningful to me. So
Gotcha.
at the time,
I know what it was now. So here you are. You're a young lady.
Mhm.
You're moving into you're taking something head on, which I admire. And then so the question is, walking into the political world in a small community,
Mhm.
what do you think? Would you advise other people your age to do the same thing? Like,
yes.
what have you learned? What have you learned? What do you think? If something happens where you don't get this time around, what have you learned that might help you next time you run for something? What do you think? Tell me some things.
Yeah.
Teach me.
So, yeah, it's definitely brand new to me, the political aspect of it. I never used to really be into politics either. I just kind of thought it was boring. So I never really paid attention to it. And now that I'm actually doing all of this, looking more into just the politicians in general, not just our local politics, but our higher politics as well, you can kind of see how it works, and it's the mindset that I had that a lot of people have as well. They just don't want to deal with it because it's either boring or it makes them mad. It's something that a lot of people need to start paying attention to, because if you're not voting, somebody else is choosing for you.
Right.
So it's really important to at least look into it a little bit if you can try to. So I've learned that. My mindset on that has changed a lot. I've learned a lot about myself, and I've learned that I can do, again, like I said before, I can do anything I put my mind to, and anybody can do anything they put their mind to. You just have to do it, and you have to, of course, have a good support system,
Right.
and not care too much about what people think about you. Obviously, you want people to like you, but just like you said, be yourself, and you matter. And yeah, I feel like I have more to say, but
It's okay. So since I don't know you and I don't know anything really other than what we've talked about today, I met you once at the fair. I did sign the petition to have you added to the ballot. You needed how many people?
I think it was 510 or 507.
Well, I was one of the 500, whatever. I was one of those
Yes,
that added you
thank
on there. So since I don't know anything about you, I don't know anything about your history. So this might be a weird question, out of the blue question. So I don't know your past, but have you ever been involved in any like Republican clubs, anything like that, like working with young people? And if not, can I encourage you to do that? Because I think more and more young people need to get involved with politics. And knowing that you've already ran, and something that's cool is you're involved in the big leagues, but you're also, because of your age, you're also just a hand out a way to some younger people that you can talk to and encourage. Have you thought about doing anything like that? Is there any clubs like that in the area that you'd be able to be involved with, or you are involved with, that actually helps younger people? Or
yeah, I think our community has a lot of clubs and community service and things like that. A lot that I didn't even know existed. Our Republican club, I actually am a part of.
Okay.
I only joined though whenever I started my campaign. I don't have any intention of leaving, even if whatever happens.
Right.
And I've even said in the forums and my speeches that I want to get more involved in our community, because I want to be where the people are. I want to get involved in working from home. Kind of keeps you in a shell almost. So definitely want to get out and be there for, like I said, I love helping people. So if I can give my services, help people and
back.
encourage, yeah, exactly.
Very good.
So it's definitely something that I'm going to continue to do regardless.
Good. So I guess at the end of an interview, I always put myself on the line because I asked you a bunch of questions, and hopefully nothing made you feel uncomfortable.
No.
I always like to ask if you have something you wanted to ask of me. If not, it's fine. But have anything that you're curious about, or anything I've asked you that you want to reciprocate back to me, or
I guess not really. I mean, I did
Okay.
ask what or if you were from here, I think.
you asked me if I was from here.
Yeah.
And then I told you had to go watch, and I listed
Watch
like which
the other
episodes. Yeah, because
that's it.
everybody asks me that same question over and over again, and that's fine. But yeah, I just to answer that again.
Again.
I
you don't
have been
to.
here. No, it's okay. I've been here. I'm starting my 12th year, so it was July of 13 that we came here and filled in for 7 weeks. So August, I think it's the end of August, the beginning of September. I should know the date, but this anniversary doesn't get me in trouble, so I don't have to remember it. But yeah, that one I don't know for sure. But that's when they voted me in after 7 weeks of being here, of just filling in. So yeah, we raised our children here. We have 4 daughters, and
Awesome.
I have 2. Well, I have 2 that still live at home, but we have one that works at Pensacola Christian College. She just got hired on there. She graduated, got married, and then they hired her on staff. And I got another daughter that her and her husband travel. They have an RV, and they travel from church to church, school to school. And he's a magician and a motivational speaker. So they've been a lot. My little grandson, who's 6 months old, as a couple days ago, has been in like
baby.
15 or 16 states already. So in 6 months, it's crazy.
Wow.
They travel a lot. So
You already beat me.
yeah. So last time I saw him was in Vegas at my daughter's
my
wedding.
gosh.
So he was very cute back then, but now he's got 2 little teeth that are popping out. So
Oh my gosh.
I think I'll see him in a few weeks. They'll be in St. Mary's, Georgia, so I'll get to see him in a couple weeks, I should say. And I'm gonna feel his teeth. So that's what I'm waiting to see.
They get cuter and cuter.
Yeah, they do. How old is your little one?
She just turned 3 in March, so she's
Oh,
almost
nice.
3.5.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a stay-at-home mom too, in a way, because you
Yeah.
stay home and work, but then
Yeah, I work full time and I take care of my daughter full time at the same time.
awesome.
It's really a blessing that I was able to not have to put her in daycare. I was really worried about that because she's my first.
Mm-hmm.
I have two stepdaughters, but they're 13 and 16.
Okay.
So they go to school. But yeah, my first baby, I did not want to. I guess I was just overly protective or paranoid. I don't know. I didn't think it was right to have a kid. I mean, I know some people don't have a choice, but to have a kid and then make somebody else raise her didn't. For me,
I understand.
I was given the opportunity to work from home from the company that I work for, so I was truly blessed to be able to do that. And I think she's probably going to start preschool next year, so that'll help with tax collector job, and I won't have to stay home anymore.
Gotcha. Well, very cool. The interesting thing is next Monday morning, we're recording this on a Saturday, which is my first Saturday, but because of your work schedule, we did this on Saturday. And so next week I'll release all 3 of them, and then y'all will be the first one that has the new opener. So I'm excited. I've worked on a new opener for the podcast. So
That's awesome.
I spent all day yesterday driving. I drove all the way to Crescent City, and I drove through Willaca and all that. Not Pompano. Starts with a P. Pomona Park, all the way to Hawthorne here, and then all the way out to Barden and Flora Home. So I mean, I was all over yesterday. And the song has a line about the Shot Out County sign, and I pulled up to a stop sign down between Willaca and Crescent City. As I'm pulling into the stop sign, I see the sun shining through the stop sign. I'm like, that's the sign I need a video for. So all the little pictures and videos I took yesterday. So I finally got it done, and so I will release that on Monday with the tax collector interviews. So anyway, well, Sydney, I am thankful you got to come on today.
Me too.
It was nice getting to know you, and good luck on your race.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Like this is exciting. I had a part in you being here. Like I get to sign a petition to get you on a ballot, and I would encourage other people to get involved too. To their, you don't have to run, but if you can encourage people to get involved in politics, it's our duty as a citizen.
Yeah, even just to vote. I mean, it's our right, and
it's our privilege.
It's our privilege.
Right.
It's a lot of people fought really hard to get that privilege to some people. So I feel bad that I didn't start voting sooner. Whenever I was younger, when I turned 18, I didn't start voting.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's one guy specifically, I'm not going to mention names, of course, But on Facebook, this guy constantly complains about the sheriff's department. And I'm like, bro, it's an election year. I don't see your name on any sign across the county. Shut up. If you're not going to run, then just be quiet. It's just enough of the nonsense. Like,
exactly.
you don't have a right to complain.
Yeah.
Just quit complaining. But
We got to do something about it.
do something about
And we
it.
can. It's a free country, and that's
And I don't mean
the
being
beauty
a
of it.
Facebook warrior either. There's too many of those.
Yeah.
It's like, run and, make a difference. So,
Mhm.
and thank you for doing that.
Of course.
Thanks for coming on.
It's a pleasure.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you again.